In this Iranian film, Ana Lily Amirpour captures a sense of new romanticism and redefines gender roles while maintaining a constant sense of trepidation. Throughout the entire film, there is a dread that arises every time the titular character goes out at night, both in fear for her victims but also in fear for her. However, by the end, this fear is eradicated as she is proven to be a very strong individual.
Hey,
This leaves only the fear for her victims, as they eventually come back to haunt her. Now I'm going to discuss the stylistic content of this film. Continuous ideas that is seen is obviously foreshadowing and motifs, as both Arash and the titular character find themselves independently interacting with the same people. A prime example of this is how the titular character interacts with Hossein and then immediately interacts with the kid, which foreshadows what Ashar will do later. The meaning behind this, although vague, can easily be interpreted as the duality between these two characters and the cyclical nature that they both follow. Another artistic characteristic that truly stands out is the way that everyone is lighted. Indeed, lighting plays a huge part in the exploration of themes of this film. For instance, the way that the titular character slowly comes out of the light, culminating in the scene where Ashar is in her apartment and they are both in the car, this evolution shows the complexity of her character. A piece of the puzzle that should not go overlooked is the interesting and unique character design. Each and every character feels unique. From the portrayals to the costumes to the writing, every character feels fully fleshed out. The best examples of this are the male antagonists, Hossein and Saeed. Hosein's portrayal and costume work really lets you buy into his junkie persona, while Saeed is able to pull off the douchebag really well. Another artistic choice that really stands out is the sound design. Although not always apparent, what stands out about the sound design is its use of silence, which makes it powerful, rivaling that of all time greats like Eraserhead and The Shining. For a good example, look no farther than when the titular character gets the skateboard. This movie is able to capture the essence of New Romanticism by emphasizing the relationship between Ashar and the titular character. The relationship between them is not always romantic. That can best be seen in this scene as they don't find romantic connection, but rather find solace in each other's arms. This is where this film differs from the typical male gaze as defined by Mulvey. This is because both the audience and Arash do not view the titular character as an object, but rather as a person. This respect and recognition also plays into the styles of New Romanticism. Both the artistic choices and the New Romanticism style lend themselves to redefining gender roles inside of A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Indeed, the artistic choices like lighting and sound design give the titular character a lot of power, which truly conveys her independence, while the New Romanticism makes Ashar feel like a much less stoic, overbearing male figure. All of this allows the titular character to truly define a new gender role, that being still mysterious, but also being able to have power. Then, leading into the final conflict of the movie, both characters are asked to evaluate the makeup of their identities, which leads to a de Beauvoir-style deconstruction of femaleness. With the entire makeup of femaleness being called into question, the artistic choices and New Romanticism act as a sort of defining structure for what the titular character will make of her femaleness. Another duality is created with New Romanticism's vampires, as both her vampireness and her femaleness are called into question. She defines both for herself. Arash confirms both the New Romanticism and the new definition of femaleness by his final act being accepting the titular character as who she is. A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night is a unique film in that it not only destroys the mold of femaleness, but it does it through powerful artistic choices and a new definition of romanticism. And it manages to do all of that while still being one of the best vampire movies ever.